Hello, hello, hello. This is Adrienne, Capricorntigress of Astrology, A Look Inside. And I am coming to you with the horoscope for October for the sign of Taurus. Hello, Taurus, and happy October to you. Okay, so let's look at what's going on for you for the month of October, Taurus. So according to my calculations, you're going to have a lot of planets, all of them almost, above the horizon. And this tells me that you're really going to be standing out during the month of October. I can see that immediately. But there's also going to be a lot of emphasis, and there is at this time, in your sixth house of work and health. I think some Tauruses may have been experiencing some issues with their work and their health. And I say that because that new moon was in Libra just a few days ago. And so I feel like the emphasis is going to be in the work area and the health area over the next couple of weeks. And so that is going to be, I think, emphasis for you guys. But also the sun is there, Mars is there, Mercury is there, Venus is there, and slowly they're going to start moving into the sign of Scorpio because we're getting closer and closer into Scorpio season. But for now, we're looking at sixth house emphasis. On the 3rd, Mercury goes into Scorpio, which is your 7th house. On the 8th, Venus goes into Scorpio, which is your 7th house. And on the 23rd of October, the sun moves into Scorpio, which is your 7th house. So I think over the course of the month, it's slowly going to move away from it being emphasizing your 6th house, which is your health and your work, and really mundane things we do every day. And then there's going to be this emphasis on your relationships, on your significant relationships. If you're married, your partner, your husband or wife. If you're not married, whoever your significant partner is, it could be a business partnership that we're talking about. It can also rule that there's emphasis in the house of open enemies, because the 7th house does rule open enemies. So be aware of that. With Uranus retrograding in your 1st house, Taurus, I would just caution you, Taurus, to keep a rein on your everything, okay? Because I can see you running amok, really. Let's be honest. I mean, it's Uranus and the sign of Taurus, and you're a Taurus. You guys could easily run amok at any time. It really depends on what would set you off, okay? So be aware of that. Keep your feet under you and understand that, yes, you've got Uranus in your 1st house, but it does not mean that you have to go off the deep end. Now, one of the things that might make you feel like you want to go off the deep end, well, it's the fact that Chiron is in your soul, in the solar 12th house. But there's going to be a full moon in Aries there too. That happens on the 13th. And that full moon in Aries in your 12th house, it could really set up a lot of yuck. I mean, yeah, it really can, because Mars is going to be in your 6th house, and the sun doesn't move out of it until the 23rd. So yeah, it could be really yucky. I just want you to understand. I mean, it's a full moon in the 12th, which is kind of like it's hidden. It could be something you're going through on a deeply emotional level, on a personal level. It's happening somewhere deeply hidden inside of you. It's not necessarily something that everyone else can see, but it's something happening inside of you. And now, with it being Chiron, I could see some people subconsciously feeling a little sorry for themselves and just really not sure they want to heal the things that are going on in the 12th house, because the 12th house is the house of self-undoing, and Chiron is the planet that wants us to heal. So if you've got issues such as drinking or drugs or any kind of thing that's like your, skeleton in a closet type of thing, I think with Chiron retrograding there in the full moon, it might actually bring it out to the forefront where other people can see your skeleton. Or it may be that you're actually literally healing it now. I mean, it's just a time where you could be healing on a deeply internal level. And no one knows that you're healing except you. But it's happening all the same. Now, one of the other things that's occurring is Neptune is retrograding in the 11th house. And that just shows that if you've had some confusion over friendships and associations and, just the people that you associate with, you might have had some confusion over who your real friends are and who your real friends are not. So this might be a good time to figure out with Neptune in its own sign of Pisces retrograding in the 11th house, that, figure out who your friends are. Figure out who you can trust, who you can't trust. Maybe some people feel like they can't trust you as a friend. Perhaps there's something that could be an issue too. So be aware of that. Are you being a good friend? Are you being a sincere friend? I hope you're not doing anything sneaky. And that's the whole issue here is, are you being sincere? Are you being honest? Are you a good friend? That type of thing. Now, one of the other things that's coming up, well, on the 3rd of October, Pluto is going to go direct in the sign of Capricorn. You have both Saturn and Pluto in the 9th house for you, Taurus. And I think that travel may have been difficult, if not impossible. It's been put on the back burner. It's just been a source of real pain and anguish. And this could be either travel, it could be education, it could be your philosophy about life. It could be if you're about, something legal, like if you've got a legal court case or a divorce or any of those things. It may have just felt like it was stalled and stagnant and nothing was going forward. But I think after the 3rd, with both Saturn and Pluto being direct in Capricorn at last, I think you could finally start to make some progress in the area of the 9th house. And this could mean that you can finally begin to travel, or you can finally make the final plans on your legal battle or whatever it is that you're working on. Just know that it can go forward now. If it's been stalled, it can go forward now. Another thing is that Jupiter's in the 8th house, and this can signify, it can signify increased sexual activity. That's definitely. But the other thing that it can signify is increased emotional vulnerability and an ability to either open up to another person, maybe even a psychiatrist or a therapist or a significant other. What I wouldn't want you to do is close up with Jupiter now direct in your 8th house. It's a time for you to finally talk about some deep internal things that maybe you've been keeping hidden for some time. But psychologically, it's probably time to release those things, talk about them, get them off your chest, and actually get to a place of happiness and joy within yourself again. And I think with the Jupiter in the 8th house and Chiron in the 12th and the North Node, it's actually in the 3rd, but I think that this is a great time to do healing. You can heal. You can heal a lot, okay? Because you can heal from the ability to communicate to someone about whatever it is that's bothering you, whatever secrets that you've been hiding. You can heal because Chiron's in your 12th house, healing you on a deeply personal, internal level. And I think the North Node is in your 3rd house in Cancer, urging you to communicate on the deeply compassionate, nurturing, caring level, not to be as emotionally unstable, I think, in the communications as you might have been. I think it's really, when it was in Leo, I think there might have been some real unstable communications, but it's in Cancer, and it's really sextiling a lot of Tauruses. I think you might be able to open up and actually communicate again. And that would be a wonderful thing for you Tauruses, especially with the planets moving into Scorpio after the 3rd of the month with Mercury going there, and then Venus on the 8th and the Sun on the 23rd. I think they'll all make some aspect to that North Node in the 3rd at one point or another, and really ease over the ability to communicate with others once again. So this is my take on your horoscope, Taurus. Overall, I'm just going to say, don't go off the deep end with Uranus retrograding back into Taurus. You guys have been fun this year, haven't you? The other thing is, with all that emphasis going into the 7th house, fix your partnerships. Use that Mercury and that Venus in a positive way in your relationships, not a negative way. And if you do that, I can see some really cool things happening in your area of relationships. Okay. Well, much love and light to you, Tauruses. And I hope you have a wonderful Venus month. Since Venus is also your ruler, I can see that there could be lots of love and lots of affection, especially with a significant other or your partner, because it's the 7th house. Okay. Much love and light to you guys, and many blessings. Please take a moment to like, share, and subscribe to our channel, and share our videos and like our videos and all those things. And if you haven't already, you can, make sure you subscribe to our website as well, our blog, which is Astrology A Look Inside. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/Astrology A Look Inside, and also join our group at facebook.com/groups/Astrology A Look Inside. And you can find me, Capricorntigress, on Patreon at patreon.com/Capricorntigress. Okay, I'm going to put all the other stuff down below, so you can find that below. Okay, it has been my pleasure. Much love and light. Many blessings. Namaste.